All right, so every so often a product enters the market that just happens to be the perfect solution to our problems. And my problem is that with all this new tech I've been buying, I've been growing quite the collection of remotes here. And trust me, this can get very frustrating. But luckily enough for me, I just partnered with a company by the name of Sofabaton, and they just sent me out their latest product, the X1S Smart Remote. So what this is going to do, take all of my existing remotes and combine them into one. So for example, if I want to play the soundbar, TV, Fire Stick, or projector, this remote will handle it. So Sofabaton, thank you for sending this out. Let's unbox. Alright, so I wanted to start off by saying that this box comes very well packaged. On the front, you have Sofabaton, the image of the product. On the side, you have some key features that we'll get into in just a little bit. At the bottom, you have two QR codes, one for the Apple Play Store and Google Play Store. So depending on what device you have, you need to download the Sofabaton app in order to work with the hub and sync everything to your remote. On the other side, just Sofabaton, and on the back, you have the contents of the box. So you have the X1S hub and the X1S remote. So with all that being said, let's unbox. Inside you have your user manual, and here it is, the X1S remote. In hand, this definitely does feel really good. You have a very nice LCD screen. Oh, whoa, it's already on. So you can just kind of scroll with this. Let's kind of test the buttons real quick. Very clicky. I do like that. And as you can see, the backlight is kind of showing a little bit. Oh, well, we'll get into this in a minute. So we'll put that to the side. So let's kind of remove the styrofoam. You have more information on how to set everything up. We will put that with the user manual. Down here, you have the hub. So definitely need to get this set up. We'll put that with the remote. You have, this looks like, yes, this is the IR blasters. So this comes with two of them. You also have two USB Type-Cs that come inside and your charging brick. And that's everything that comes inside the box. I cannot stress to you enough how excited I am for this. So I'm gonna sync all of my devices up. It's all gonna pair with this, and I'm gonna be able to just kind of sit down and control everything with this remote. So I'm super excited. Goodbye to you guys. Hello, Sofabaton. So let's kind of talk about it real quick. On the LCD screen, you have activities, devices. I do not have anything in either one because I just took this out the box. If we do go down to settings, if we click on that, you have sync, LCD, sleep, and that's just in case you want to put a timer on when you want everything to just dim. You have restart, language, and at the bottom, this will tell you what build version this remote is on. So when I'm clicking up top is the dedicated back button. To the left, you have the off button. This is how you operate up and down with the scroll wheel. It is not touchscreen, which is good because it kind of keeps your thumb away from the screen and gives it that prestige look all the time, and you don't have all those smears and stuff like that. Nobody likes that. So underneath you have this Amazon Ring like button, so I do like that. Underneath you have your back button, home button, menu button, volume up, down, overall mute button, channel up, channel down, I'm assuming. And underneath you have your play, pause, skip, and back button. Underneath, just a couple buttons if you want to assign other things to them. And below at the bottom, you have your charging port for your USB Type-C. Guys, give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna sync everything up. And when I come back, I'm gonna show you guys how I did everything. So stay tuned. Let's say we got our hub in pairing mode. Downloaded the apps. Let's go ahead and fire this up. You can see for me, I have several devices that I've already taken the time to sync to my remote. But for you, if this is your first time opening up the app, you're going to be prompted to create a login. So go ahead, put in your credentials, and just follow the steps that Sofabaton has laid out. It's very simple and straight to the point. Once you get to this screen, now we're talking. So you're going to want to go up here to this plus sign, and this is how we are going to start adding our device. These are just different various ways that you can go about syncing your remote to the hub depending on how old or new it is. So for this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and sync my Roku TV remote to the hub. And I'm going to do this through infrared IR.
Now, if I tap on that, I have search model, test command from cloud, or learn from original IR remote. So if you hit search model, you can go through Sofabaton's entire catalog of pre-saved codes for whatever device you're using. Now, for whatever reason you can't find it there, you can try to find it from the cloud, or the one that I like the most is learn from original IR remote. So if I click on this, it'll give you a list of different device types that you can choose from. For me, it's going to be the TV because we're setting up the Roku TV remote. So here you have only power keys, separate power, on and off, or no power switch at all. So for our remote, we do have one power key, and we're going to hit next. Now here are all the buttons that are on the X1S remote. Now what we need to do is we need to take our existing Roku remote and teach this remote how to learn what we want it to do. So let's start off with the power.
All right, so we want to map out on our new remote the button layout from the Roku TV remote. So in order to do that, we're going to need the Roku remote. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn it upside down, hold it above the hub 2 to 5 inches, and in the app you're going to want to configure each button. So for example, if it says learn power on, you're going to press the power button, and you'll know it's working if this green light starts flashing, and that will let you know that that button has now been configured. And you'll repeat this process for every single button that you want the new remote to learn. All right, so now that we have all of our buttons mapped out on our new controller, let's go ahead and try to test it out. So now this new saved remote should be in your devices. So let's go to devices, let's click on the Roku, and now for me, my on button is the menu button because that was the one that I had available. So if I press this, it should turn the TV right on. And there you have it. So you can scroll down just as normal, scroll up just as normal, and you can function it just as you would as if you were using the Roku remote. All right, so no matter whether we downloaded the codes or we manually configured each device to sync with our new remote, eventually you're going to have a long list of devices that kind of channel through. Now, one cool thing about Sofabaton is that they have a feature called activities. So if we click on this, we have different activities that I set up in here that are, well, quick actions. And what I mean by that is that you can now group multiple different devices in one click of a button, and each device can be set to do exactly what you want it to do. So for example, I created theater mode. So if I click on this and power on, what it's going to do is turn these lights on, and fire up the projector and the sound bar all in one. And all this can be done inside of the Sofabaton. Another activity that I have is called movie time. And this right here will work with my Fire Stick. So special thing about this feature is that if I was to click on this and press play, then all of my theater lights would go off and the movie would be playing. So
Who are you? I have told you. Are you deaf? No, you is blind. I'm not blind, you blind. That is what I just said. You just said what? I did not say what. I said you. That's what I'm asking you. And you is answering. Shut up. You. Yep.
And when I hit pause, all the lights come back on, just in case someone needs to get up or the movie's over or whatever and you can't see. So at a click of a button, everything is at your fingertips. That's pretty cool. Let's say the movie's over and you want to turn everything off. I can channel back to theater mode, the quick action that I set up, and inside, instead of powering it on, we will power everything off. So this will turn off the lights over here, the projector, and the sound bar all in one. So let's give it a try. And then of course for the projector, we just have to tap enter. And there you go. I'm going to create an activity. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the Sofabaton app. And the first page, obviously these are all of our devices. Now that we have all of these devices synced to our remote, we can start kind of playing around with a few things. So here in activities, I have theater mode, movie time, and theater lighting. So these are all just kind of shortcuts that I've kind of created. That way, if I want to control my sound bar and my Fire Stick without having a channel between the two, I can do that. So let me show you exactly what I mean. So we're going to create one. So let's hit the plus sign. So up here, as you can see, I already have my watch Fire Stick. I have listen to music, and you can customize. So let's say we want to customize. So if I want to make my TV turn on with the sound bar, I'm going to go ahead and click both of those. So let's hit next. So we don't need to change any inputs or anything like that. We want it to fire up just the way it is. So we're going to go ahead and hit next. And when you're doing this, you're going to want to make sure that both of the systems are off. So let's go ahead and press off. That's done. Now the sound bar. Yes, we want the volume up and down and the overall mute. That is our key buttons to control the volume. So we want that. So now for the Roku remote, we want everything else on the remote to do as what it's naturally supposed to do. So let's go ahead and hit next. And we're going to call this TV time. And if you want, you can change your icons. So for me, I'm going to just use the regular TV one, and we're going to hit complete. So this is the beginning of creating an activity. So after it's done being completed, it's going to load. There you have it. So now we have TV time. So let's tap on TV time. If we go in here, you can have troubleshooting if something went wrong and it didn't fire up when you needed it to. So you can go to troubleshooting solutions, and they'll give you a whole list of different ways to go about solving your issue. So also you have a on-screen remote, so you can operate the TV with just using your smartphone. Or if you want, we can go to edit and we can get a little bit more creative with it. So right now what we want to do is we want to make some key favorites. So add Marco keys. So for this, we're going to do, let's see, we're going to create a name first. So the Marco button name, I want it to be power on. And we're going to add a command. So what device do we want to power on? We want the sound bar to power on, and we want to choose power. Hit confirm. We're going to add another command underneath the power on setting that we're creating. So device, we want the Roku TV 58-inch, and we want this as well to power on. And we're going to hit confirm. Now what we're going to do is hit save, and that's going to save that as one of our key favorites. So if we go back, what we can also do is do the exact same thing, but instead of power on, creating it as a power off. Now let's see if everything works. So we just created a brand new activity. We're going to go back to our remote. Everything should have synced up, and we're going to go to activities, and we're going to scroll down until you see, there you have it, TV time. So let's click on this. With the new key feature that we set up for power on, we're going to go ahead and tap that. That's going to fire up the sound bar, and there you go, the TV as well. So we can scroll up, we can scroll down, and because we paired both devices, I don't have to channel between devices to control the sound bar and the TV. Everything is grouped in one activity that we just created. All right, so if you're like me and you're just tired of having all these remotes, go ahead and do yourself a favor. Pick yourself up the X1S smart remote. You will not be disappointed. But before I wrap this video up, I do want to talk about some notable features with this remote. So off of a single charge, you have up to 45 days battery life. So that's pretty nice. And also, this device is compatible with over 500,000 different devices, which is probably more than we'll ever need to use in our lifetime. But just to have it is, well, pretty cool. All right, so I'd be a liar if I told you that I didn't have any issues with this remote. But between both of them, they weren't a deal breaker. So one being my Go VT2 backlights. When it came to trying to sync that with my remote, for whatever reason, it just was not working. So I'm not sure if it's a user error or just a compatibility issue, but if you were able to get yours working, please let me know below. The other problem that I had was because the hub is based around Wi-Fi, if the Wi-Fi goes out, then your remote is not going to function as it should. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind. Sofabaton, thank you for sending me out this product to review. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think that this is definitely a game changer. And if you're interested in this product, don't worry. I'll leave the link in the description below to Sofabaton's website. Currently, right now, they have this on sale for $199.99. So do yourself a favor, go pick yourself up one, because if you're like me and you have the headache of trying to find all these remotes, do yourself a favor, pick yourself up the X1S smart remote and have everything stored and synced in one. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, as always, smash that like button. Do not forget to subscribe. I love you guys. I thank you for all the support that I've been getting. And as always, until the next time, peace.